How hard is it for dating now?
Oh, you're serious?
One thing I would say about women with kids, sometimes they treat your ass real good.
They do.
They trying to get that diamond for themselves, man. But
I think per eggplant emoji. Let the witness state this meant sex.
What's the conversation like? What are you asking? What are you revealing about yourself?
We are.
what's your body count?
For me, it's extremely small, actually.
Period.
That's not a bad one at all.
So I can't sit here in any shape or form have just a regular conversation with you, whether it be about something or not. It ain't matter.
So like in a
Now, like,
how much do you
now what you bring to the table? You know? But like, that's just my personal opinion. Like, I feel my first date that I had recently, like, I cooked for her.
Dang.
Like, I made a meal.
What you made?
Ramen noodles?
Yeah, she little ramen noodles,
Cereal.
the romaine. Patience, because like no one has it right, and we all make mistakes, and you need to have patience. If you're someone who's impatient and that doesn't want to make it work or to try to make it work because that person had a bad day or some shit, like I think that's incredibly important because.
All right, guys, welcome to the Edgyverse podcast. Today's episode is going to be over dating today. This is episode 14. This is the men version. Right now, I have my boy Toru here and Chris Akoff, a.k.a. Original Flow, a.k.a. one of the dopest rappers out here in Oklahoma City. And my boy Will. I don't have anything to say extra on you, Will, but I'm sorry.
Wow.
But Will is a dope dude, though. Check him out. All right?
Respect.
Let's go. All right, first question I wanted to ask. I'm going to start with you, Chris, just because you're an awesome person, man.
Nice.
How hard is it for dating now?
Oh, you're serious? I mean, honestly, I think it's when you say how hard. I mean, that's a level of hardness. I think it is quite difficult because I think everyone is gassed up with like media and social media, with all of these fears. It's easier to hide who you really are nowadays than it has been in the past for dating, because you know you got AI. You can you know, like, what if she smoked to me a cigarette, but she got the AI voice? Hi. You sound like an anime character, and then you meet her, and then it's like you are not anything like you said you was.
So you're going off of the catfishing.
Yeah,
it's more of that nowadays.
It's a lot easier to deceive, and I feel like it would be easier if people would be honest with themselves. I think that's the only difficult thing, and
honesty.
Yeah, and you know, to be able to just not be afraid to speak your mind.
Yeah.
So,
what about you, Will?
Oof. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I've never really been too much of a dater. I've just been focused on myself.
And then something just kind of comes
how-
along.
That's how I wanted it to happen.
And and that's kind of what happened.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So you did.
I just thought about it because it's a funny story. I thought in my head about how we met, and it was basically she was coming in. I used to work at a dispensary.
Yeah.
And she used to come in there, and she was buying up all the good weed. And I'm like, who is this?
I'm in love.
Oh my God, that was it.
I'm in love.
That was really it.
Good weed every day.
I'm like, nah, because people would come in there and buy boo boo, and they'd be like, that's some gas. Give me an ounce. And I'm just looking at them like,
You ain't the one.
nah, just anybody, honestly. But every day, like I would be in there smelling everything, the shit that I would be.
But y'all didn't go on no dates or anything?
Yeah, we did. Maybe it took a while, but yeah, because I wasn't really, I didn't care.
Were you trying to figure out how to approach or?
Nah, I mean, I didn't I lived with my mom at the time.
Oh.
Like, that was not on my radar. Bro.
Okay.
Not even a little bit. I had just had to move back. I was trying to get on my feet.
Yeah.
She dropped her number on the table. I was like, well, shit.
I'm in there. What about you, Toru?
What about dating? What about dating?
Huh?
Like,
I know you're one that don't like to
Like
date. I know that, but I want you to.
No, it's not about not liking the date.
Okay.
I think dating is, I mean, it's if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. Whatever you try to do, you're gonna do. So if you really want to date, you can find dates. If you don't want to date, you're not gonna find dates.
That's
So I think it's a lot of people just talk about, oh, it's hard or it's this, and it's hard if you make it hard. If you want to just be dating a shit ton of people or one person, you can make that happen if you truly want that. But I think men, I don't think they truly just want to just be dating one girl for the most part. If you have options, and if
Yeah.
you don't have options, then yeah, you're gonna date whatever comes your way.
so what. But also, like, I mean, are you a fan of it though? Are you a fan of
Yeah, why not?
of dating, taking a girl out, showing her a good time, that type of thing?
Yeah, why
Are
not?
you are?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Why
right.
not? I mean, that's how you get to know people. I mean, I don't take them on dates necessarily. I don't ask them what they want to do. I kind of bring them along for what I want to do. You know, as a plus one. So if I'm gonna go do something and I want to invite a girl, like I go to comedy clubs a lot, and I just be inviting random girls sometimes just to show up to the comedy club. I'm with my homies too and stuff like that, and that's just what it be for me. I don't just be like, oh, what do you want to do?
It'd be what you want to do.
Yeah, and then you find
You know,
girls
that's
that like
cool
that.
though. That's cool though, because you don't always have to do what she want to do.
That part.
You can literally have an interest in what you want to do, and like, hey, would you like to come? You know, this is something I want to do, but if you want to come, it's cool. If you want to come and experience this with me, there's no problem with that at all.
That's what I feel like it boils down to. It's like getting used to having another person in your space. You know, at the end of the day, like you're getting accustomed to having a whole new person that is getting used to your routine. And if they fit it, cool. If they don't, then, you know, on to the next one.
On to the next one.
So dating's fun and dating's easy, but now we talk about the next level. That's a whole nother.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I wanted to ask you this, Toru. Who you think is the prize in this? The girl or the guy?
Come on,
at the
man.
beginning of dating. I want to hear it. I just want to hear you say it.
prize.
I want to hear you say it. Who's the prize? Who's like?
I think if we want to really just break it down, the prize is who's bringing more to the table. At the end of the day, you ain't gotta say man or woman. Who's bringing more to this relationship? Who's adding the most value? And I think it can get that easy. Obviously, my mindset is different. I always feel like I'm the prize in general and everything. I always feel like I've worked for what I've done to have my mindset the way it is. So, in general, yeah, I think whoever brings the most value.
I feel like, as you should though, women or men, you should feel like you're a prize. Because if you don't feel like you're nothing, what are you actually bringing to another relationship? You know, if you got like a lot of, you know, pain and bad things that happen to you and you haven't got over that shit yet, you probably shouldn't even be looking for a relationip, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to be
all.
looking for yourself.
Yeah.
And if
yeah.
you ask girls to date girls, they'll tell you they both the prize. So I mean, that shit don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, they would say that. But what
mean,
about
they
you,
have.
Chris?
I
How
see.
do you feel about that? You feel the same way?
I mean, yes and no. I just feel like if we are, I think it shouldn't be considered a prize. I think it's some, because everyone has their own needs. Like you need to have someone that's going to be a balance to you. Like if you're an introvert, it might be good to have someone that's an extrovert, because that'll give you the ability to go out when you don't want to.
Exactly.
To expand yourself and help that person want to stay at home and give them a reason to stay at home. It's like, hey, let's just watch a movie and let's just kick it. Like, you know what? I ain't done that in a minute. Let's do that. Like having that good balance.
Yeah.
I think that's more important than, you know, saying like, well, I have
Titles or anything.
yeah, like I make this amount of money or whatever, because I mean that can change in an instant. Like you could, you know, hurt your back and you paralyzed from waist up, and now like
Now you're like, how much do you?
now
really
what you
love
bring
it?
to the table? You know, but like that's just my personal opinion. Like I feel like all that stuff is like monetary value and that stuff. It can easily change. Like I could be poor one day and then I could be making millions the next, you know, few years. So really what I look for is someone I can grow with, I can be compatible with.
Yeah, I like that answer. Will?
Honestly, I'm like 50-50. I'm in the middle. Honestly, I like what you said though. I feel like whatever you and I feel like both of y'all should feel like y'all are the prize.
Yeah.
And I feel like me, I feel like I'm the prize. I want my girl to feel like she is, and I feel like we should hype each other up type shit. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that create a clash at the end of the day, though? When
Nah,
two
if
people
there's
trying
no-
to climb the mountain on top of each other versus
Nah, if there's no ego involved, if it's just straight, I'm gonna help you, you gonna help me. I know I'm gonna be down. I know you might be down at some point.
I think it's a respect thing though.
Yeah.
You have respect for each other when you can come to that type of agreement, like I think you said it a minute ago, like no ego, or you said it, no egos are in it. You know, I want to do what's best for you. She's doing what's best for me.
Because I've been in those situations where I've had a job that was a good paying job, and I thought I was gonna be there forever. You know what I mean? And then another year went by, and I'm like, I don't even want to do this shit no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, ego is part of life, though, man. I don't think you could ever turn ego off for anybody.
Nah, it's
You
not
have your-
about turning it off. It's just about controlling it.
Being aware of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Gotta know when to use it, who to use it on.
That part.
How would you use ego on somebody in a positive way?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, you could. Like, knowing, just knowing your worth.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and then that depends on the other person, because a lot of people get real. I don't want to use the word like insecure, but they get real timid. You know what I mean? To me, I mean, you can use anything as an example for that. You know, like you
Right.
can use sports as an example. Like
I mean-
if we on the basketball court and I'm seeing you splashing shit, and
That's
I'm
what I
breaking
mean.
shit, I'm gonna come ask you like, nigga, what did you have? You know what I mean? That's just me though. That's just me though.
But it kind of goes back to what you said not too long ago, hyping each other up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can
I like
have
that.
ego and hype your person up, but like, yeah, that's
Exactly.
my girl right there. You know, you see what she just did, right? You know, that's hyping her up. That's having
Yeah.
good ego towards that in a way. You don't think so too?
I mean, I just would expect that. I would just expect
He's
that in
going
return,
crazy
though,
over
for
here.
Sure.
Nah, that's not. This is what you said. It's just funny because I don't know. I don't think girls like their man cheering for him like that.
No.
I don't think. I've just seen too many times where I see the dude cheering like that, and then Tyrone over there busting cheeks, and he ain't cheering for it at all.
Yo, man.
I'm just
Honestly,
saying.
Yeah, I mean,
think-
there's situations like that. You're not lying. There's yeah.
I mean, if a girl gonna cheat, she gonna cheat.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you got Bill Gates money or
Facts.
you living out of a box. I mean, she gonna be loyal. Yeah, I think it comes down to what you said, respect. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be that understanding of respect. Like,
And you don't think there's women who respect some men and don't respect
Oh,
others?
absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely out there,
Absolutely.
definitely out there.
So in
but
that
this
sense,
this is the next thing. This is the next. No, I'll let you finish and I'll go to it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
You
good.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. When it comes to that, like your vision for what you actually want as in dating somebody or looking for somebody. What is your vision? Does your vision match that person who you're trying to date vision? You know what I'm saying? Do your ideals and the things that you like match up to hers at all? You know?
I feel like that's tough because like the reason why I say is tough because like when you are with a person, your vision's going to change because now you have another person to think about, and so creating that life, it's going to be different than what you originally wanted. Like you can say like, hey, this is what I want to do. Like I want to grow and do this. And then when y'all get together, y'all get a house. Maybe you like that house more than what you were planning on getting, or like this stuff changes. And so
I get where you're coming
Yeah.
from, but I'm saying there's always going to be compromise in a relationship.
Right.
You know, it's always going to be like give or take. But I'm talking about like your values.
Oh,
Like
okay,
if
yeah.
you have values,
yeah,
how does your values match hers? Do you guys have a vision that they match, or it's a balance, like you said earlier, like for that?
Okay.
Because if you have separate values, then you don't have anything that's connected. You know what I mean? You have more division than anything because you view things this way, she views things this way. There's always going to be a clash when you have that. So what is your vision for your relationship? That's kind of like what I mean. There's always going to be compromise, but do they match in that way? Because if your actual vision or your what you stand by and stuff is not marked up to what she stands by, then you have division. And I feel like if I ever run into something like that, then it's best for me to cut ties right away. You know,
sure.
I don't want to waste your time. You
Exactly.
don't want to waste
Right.
my time. You know,
right.
yeah. Toro, you got anything to add to that?
I mean, have you ever dated a girl that after she started loving you, she started being like you, liking the same teams you like? At the end of the day, the man got to be the leader and lead her in the direction that you want to
Yeah.
lead her to. So if you're a strong man, you're going to be able to guide your woman to greatness, not just the things you want. I think a lot of times people mistake, like, you trying to control somebody. You're just trying to make them better for you, which in turn is going to make her happier at the end of the day.
Facts.
So would you take that same thing from her if she was trying to bring that to you, though?
I'm saying you got to look at things from me. I look at the science and the biology. So as men, we are the leaders, and women want leaders. You know, they don't want be telling a dude what to do.
I get that. I get that completely.
Yeah. So
We want a girl that's going to let us lead them. I understand that. But what if it's a situation where the girl is the head honcho, the money bringer, and she has all the knowledge, and she's trying to help you get to that point so you can lead? Are you going to sit aside and let her
that ain't
help you?
No, I wouldn't get with a girl like that.
You wouldn't get with a girl that was willing to sacrifice everything to help you get to a status, and then you would lead.
It doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work whenever she's leading. In the beginning, in the middle, in the end, it usually doesn't work just based on what I've seen, based on the science, based on the biology. You know, it just, you see it. I mean, you ain't got to look very far to probably know somebody who's punking they dude, and they not happy. Either one ain't happy.
Yeah.
The one ain't happy punking him, and he ain't happy getting punked.
I think it's
That makes sense.
when you put it like that, I agree. But also in what you were saying, though, I think it is like that's when you come into like the idea of ego and be willing to put aside and to understand and like have patience. I think every relationship is going to be different, and what we tolerate is going to be different. And you know, that type of woman that's willing to do that, they also have to be willing to know when they need to put aside that mentality as well.
Yeah.
Especially women who have been single for a very long time and
they had to do.
And they have to do, you know, they have to both be masculine and feminine in that role, you know, and like it's tough because society also doesn't teach us how to put aside and to change depending on what relationship we in for men or women. And women coming who have led like a more masculine like leadership role, like we're going to do this, and this, it's hard for them to turn it off. And having a good man, you know, who has that understanding of leadership is the perfect thing for them, because now they can adjust if they're willing to accept it. They're willing to adjust and see like, oh, I can actually be, you know, 100% feminine and be okay with that because I'm safe. My femininity is safe in this relationship because my man is actually being a man and he's not, you know, doing no backstabbing shit or like being lazy or, you know, whatever. He actually has a goal and a plan. You know,
I like
that's
that.
going to benefit both.
I like that a bunch. I like even your response to Turu. That was you came right back at me with a good one. Hate you for it, but yeah. I thought I had him. Nope. What about you, Will? How you feel about that situation?
Honestly, I don't feel like I got nothing to add. Y'all feel like y'all got it all, honestly.
Have you ever met somebody who was a masculine woman and then a masculine man came and she just turned it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
the opposite. I've seen
man
her
get
not
shut
turn it
down.
off. And
I'm saying, what do you see more often than not? Because I think we can always find like the person who does it, you know, but we usually speak in generalities, right? Because we can't speak individually. Everybody has I know a friend who had this, or I know.
Yeah.
But in general, when you look at the scope of it, do you see more women changing or less women changing?
I mean, from my personal experience, I don't see a lot of women changing because it's difficult because
It is.
This is society, like, again, does not allow that type of change.
Yeah.
They don't say it's acceptable. I mean, today's society will actually like implore a woman for like dismissing a man entirely. You know, like that's the world we live in right now. At least in America, it's like, you know, men are always like pushed to like a back burner. Like, you guys are insignificant. Like, y'all have been doing so much wrong, and everything is your fault, and all that kind of stuff. And we don't really have like a voice to say, hey, like some of what we put in place is actually really important, and it should stay like that, because men who are aware of their masculinity and who are aware of the good they can do of like protecting a family, you know, and that kind of stuff. That's very important. But those values are being deteriorated, you know, through social media and like even the music we listen to is like it's always like tearing down the structure of like what a man can do, what he's capable of.
Do you think? Let me ask you to jump on that. Do you think it's like a flip from all those years before? It was like all the men that was putting down and making women seem like that way, promiscuous and everything. Yeah. Now it's a switch between some of these female artists that are out now that are doing the same thing. It's the opposite. Like it's everything is changing.
Both of them are extremely toxic. Yeah. I mean, because it's like, you know, you look at some of the older like movies and it's like, you know, shut up, woman. And he slaps her and she's like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have spoken out of turn. Like that kind of stuff. And then now you have, you know, women doing the same thing to men. And it's like, that doesn't fix the problem
at all.
You addressed the problem, but you didn't fix it. You just, you know, made it worse. You just added more, you know, fuel to the flame. You didn't try to cool it off. You just like, you know what? Throw some more motherfucking like alcohol on that bitch. Like, but it's not helping the situation. You know, men still feel like insignificant and women still feel insignificant. And so, you know, we use these other tools as like enablers to make us feel a certain type of way. So you have like that toxic mentality of women who think that men are inferior, and then you have vice versa, men who think women are inferior. It's like neither one of those, like until we realize that we need each other, we'll never get anywhere.
You agree with that, Turu?
Whether we need each other or not, which I do agree, we definitely need each other. I'm 100% agree that there, but I don't know. Maybe inferior is probably the wrong word because it's obviously negative. You know, it sounds negative, but I mean, in reality, we can't be equal. I mean, we're just not equal. So I mean, whether you want to look at it, how you want to look at it, I mean, it sounds tough and people don't want to hear it, but I mean, at the end of the day, usually, you know, men, if you take men out this world, it's a wrap.
Facts.
For sure.
And everything, you know, everything that keeps us played, these mics, they were made by men, you know, everything we're using, you know, but if you take away all the women from this world, we'll be extinct in a while.
We're
for
screwed.
sure. Yeah. But
we're screwed.
But the world will continue. And obviously that's why we need each other to continue to procreate and, you know, continue to be strong in this world together.
It's true. I mean, like, the reason why I chose the word inferiority is because that's the type of mentality that is placed on a lot of those situations I mentioned, like with social media and TV, television, and
propaganda.
Movie. It's propaganda, 100%. And you know, we have convinced society as a whole, just in general speaking, as a whole, that women aren't on our level as far as like understanding and like knowledge and all that kind of stuff. And it's true, like we're not equal, but I feel like in today's society, we have focused that on making it seem like it's an issue, and it's not. You know, of course women are not equal to men, and not in the way of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they can pick up an AK-47 and shoot just as good. But however, if we get into a fist fight, and you have like some of the best MMA fighters who are women say to like, if I fought this dude, he would kick my ass. Yeah. Because his muscle mass is automatically, naturally, you know, superior to mine. And, you know, I think that's something that we should be okay with. It's like, okay, yeah, everyone has their limits. And I think that's fair to say that. And I think in today's society, we shun people for saying it. Like, how dare you say that they can't lift that 100-pound like boulder like you can? I'm like, but it's true. You can't.
Yeah. I think that most people that say that are people who are just way off in the left end, man.
They somewhere.
How you feel about that, Will?
No, yeah, I agree. I hear that.
Even Serena, she like, if I played, I'd get whooped 6-0,
6-0. Yeah, and you see the muscles on her. Like, is she honest? Crazy. And I respect that more than someone saying it's like, no, we need to create a world to where we're all like equal, like as far as like the sexes. But it's not true. Like men and women, we need each other for different reasons. And that's why we need each other, is because we can't fill all those roles.
Exactly.
A man can't do everything a woman can, and a woman can't do everything a man can.
Yeah, so I think that becomes the issue, is that our roles, we don't understand them anymore.
Yeah.
Even though when we did understand them, everything was going the way it's supposed to go, you know. And now we're switching.
Yeah.
Guys trying to get women roles, women trying to get men
Man,
roles.
hard.
Man.
So
I'm
then-
like, you can do whatever you want, but bro,
Yeah, for sure.
don't put me in your fantasy.
Man.
Like, you can do whatever you like.
Keep that shit
but
over there.
I'm here. Like, this is where I'm at. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm proud to be who I am. Like, when I was born and raised like this, I'm gonna stay like this. But like, I'm not going to like go and get some crazy surgeries and stuff just so I can prove my mind right. Like, no, this is who I am. It's like, if that's who you are, then why do you have to go through so much unnatural things to be who you are? That's just not. It's not logical to me.
And that's why dating, at the end of the day, it becomes, I guess you can call it tough to be successful at it. As far as doing dating and being successful at dating, I mean, those are two different things.
It's extremely tough, man. Yeah.
I've been on a shit ton of dates, and I ain't been on a date where I'm like, man, I gotta marry this girl. Like,
Man.
and that's the problem. Like, I probably haven't even liked the girl enough to even want to even think about calling her my girlfriend. That's how bad it is. Because at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta hold your frame, and you gotta have your boundaries, and they gotta be that. I
Yeah.
mean, there's been girls that I started to like, but then they passed boundaries, and that was it. For me,
Man.
it's like you gotta move on, or else they just won't respect you after that.
Facts.
And
So-
I've been disrespected as a youth when I was young, obviously, and that's how you start to understand
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're doing wrong, what you're doing right.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Growth. That's growth.
Yeah.
I think everybody at this table has probably had some type of situation like that when we've grown from a mistake that we've done in the past, right?
How old are you fellas, if you don't mind me asking?
I do mine. No, I'm 36.
I'm 34.
I'll be 28 in about a month.
Okay,
You gonna tell us yours?
I'm 35.
There you go.
There you go.
I feel good. I feel good for my
I
age.
know
so,
you
mean,
do.
shit.
Same.
Let me ask y'all this:
I'm still sprinting.
what's your biggest non-negotiable? I'm gonna start with you, Will.
I don't want to say biggest. It's up there, but communication.
Communication.
Point blank, period.
That's
all I
not a
was
bad
gonna
one
say.
at all.
If
Yeah.
I can't sit here in any shape or form, have just a regular conversation with you, whether it be about something or not, it ain't gonna work.
So that like in a situation where you guys are in an argument, the one thing I don't like is to be over like yelled at. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if we're gonna have this conversation, let's have a conversation and talk
Exactly.
about this like adults.
Exactly.
Not like children, not
That's-
like teenagers. I don't want you yelling over me. I'm not trying to yell over you.
Don't make sense.
You know? Because if that's the case, it's not gonna work.
It don't.
And if it gets to that point, we can take a break and then
Exactly.
reassess this here in a little bit.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I would like. What about you, Chris?
I was gonna say the same thing. I think that's extremely important, whether we're in relationships or friendship, whatever. But to say something different, I would definitely say like patience, because like no one has it right, and we all make mistakes, and you need to have patience. If you're someone who's impatient and that doesn't want to make it work or to try to make it work, because that person had a bad day or some shit, like I think that's incredibly important, because that shows, honestly, for me, that shows a lot of maturity, and it shows that person is willing to work even through the tough days as well as the good days.
What about you, Toro? What's your non-negotiable?
I got many, man, but let's see.
Give me three. Give me your top three, because I know you got some.
Man, if she just loves social media, I'm out. I'm not even gonna deal with that, honestly. I mean,
You mean by if she's like,
if she always posting, if she got any pics that are revealing, like
Yeah.
thirst trapping, like
or just like can't step away from it?
yeah, if you can't step, I mean, even if, like I said, if she doing crazy shit on there, I don't even want to deal with that type of woman in general.
I
So
understand that.
yeah, social media this heavy, I'm most likely. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna, but I ain't gonna take it serious.
You gonna tap dance?
What's
for a little
another
bit?
one? I know you got a bunch. I need three from you though.
3 from me,
Yeah, you.
and I don't know if there's some things I might not want to say.
Okay.
But Yeah, man. Really, if she just behave in a promiscuous way, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I can explain it, but I don't want to get too detailed. But yeah, if she's just out here flirty all the time, I just understand what comes with that. There's always gonna be a dude that's that dude.
That's
I
after-
don't care what
yeah.
I don't care how bad you think you are, how many bitches you can get. There's another dude who can just come and be like, yeah. Drake pull up and he might just take your girl right off your hand. I'm saying, like, so when that's being said, I'm not gonna talk to a chick who's gonna put me in those type of situations where that chick's gonna get you in fights. That chick's gonna get you in a bunch of shit.
You're stressed out.
I prefer somebody with a little more conservative, you know.
Yeah.
So
Mine, I would say mine is like keeping our business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
privacy is
I,
big.
I'm a private person in general when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, but I'm not a fan of you telling everybody what we did, where we go. If I took you out on a date, that's cool, but don't tell people our business when we are arguing or if we having issues in a relationship. Don't
That's
go run
dangerous.
into your friends because then your friends get in your head.
That's dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're projecting what they think, not what you actually think. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
your friend is
Yeah,
single
yeah.
for 5 years.
Hey,
Right?
Another one.
Right?
She got whole friends. That's
sure.
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's mine though.
It takes one to know one.
I like my business to be
And she know them all.
in-house.
No, that's real.
Now, women are influential though. So I mean, if you really we all are influential. You put ourselves in an environment, it's gonna be. I mean, if you go out if you have 4 friends and they all just
It's only
out
a matter
here
of time.
fucking all the time, yeah, you gonna be in there if you're there.
Right.
So influence is big. So you gotta look at their friends and shit, cause I've seen too much shit that's like, man, nah.
Yeah.
What about this, guys? If there was a handicap for men in dating, what would it be? Toro, I'm gonna start with you.
A handicap.
Yeah, that puts us at a disadvantage.
Like, give me an example. What do you feel about it?
I'm asking you. Do you think you have a handicap when it comes to? I know you don't think so, but do you think?
That's why I need you to give me an example. 'Cause,
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not gonna go with a Toro. I'm gonna go with Will because
I was just as lost. I ain't gonna lie to you.
a handicap, like a disadvantage, as in talking to a female or walking up or approaching or
Never.
anything. No disadvantage.
If I don't want to, I'm not going to. But to me, that shit, like, I've got sisters, so talking to women isn't weird for me. But 9 times out of 10, I don't want to initiate something because I don't want it to usually, what I'm saying,
Okay,
keep going.
that's fair. Chris, you got one?
A disadvantage.
It could be
The
being
court
too
system?
nice. It could be being
Yeah.
overly aggressive.
Yeah.
It could be, having a reputation of having a lot of girls around you
Yeah.
or something, or you being that person that was always going out, in clubs and stuff. That's what I mean by a handicap.
You think that reputation hurts you?
It can, and sometimes it can. It can. I think it really can hurt you at the beginning until somebody actually gets to know you. They'll have all these different thoughts of you before you even, engage with them at some certain times. You know,
But they'll at least look at you as if other girls want you and have you, they'll at least see that there's something right with you. Versus the dudes who got no bitches, they're like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude?
I mean, yeah,
That is,
So I'm
yeah,
saying at the end of the
that
day-
makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
no matter what, like I told you, no matter what women say, I'm just telling you what I see. So
Okay.
I look at the action. The action tells me that the dudes that are fucking a lot of bitches, the bitches are still wanting to fuck them, regardless if they're partying. As long as they're out there doing what they're doing, and there's a reason why they're out there doing what they're doing.
but you don't think it ever comes to the point where you're not being taken serious. You could just be that guy that they just want to smash,
No,
and
but
then
the-
that's it.
But the guy is the one that gives the relationships out. You ever seen a girl just get on her knees? I mean, it happens. And as for marriage, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
So I mean, we giving out the relationships at the end of the day.
You got anything to add to that, Chris? No. Okay, I will go to the next one.
That's all I got to say on that. one.
move.
That's funny. You guys think like small talk is important at the beginning stages of dating? No, no small talking.
No.
What's your reason for it? No small talk.
Small talk gets you nowhere.
Okay.
You don't learn who that person is.
You think that gets you in the friend zone?
Man, it gets you in a zone for sure. Twilight Zone maybe. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Exactly.
ask real questions.
That's what I was
Be an
about to
adult.
say. I was
Maybe
about to
maybe in high school that worked. Like,
Nah, I mean-
how's the weather? Like,
I mean, I get small. So I get small talk, but like, let's say, like you meet a girl, you go out on the first date or whatever. Like, what's the conversation like? What are you asking? What are you revealing about yourself?
we are. in
What's
that-
your body count?
For me, it's extremely small. Actually,
Nah,
it's extremely small. But when you go, like, I'm worried about that moment. Like, I'm not worrying about, like, I'm not trying to talk about the future. I'm not trying to talk about the past.
Right.
I'm trying to talk about that moment. So we having a good time eating the food. I maybe make fun of the menu or whatever or some shit. Like, we having a good time. Like, I'm worried about how good can I have a time with this person, and we're just doing what we do. And that's my gauge on, like, do I need to take this further? If I can't even enjoy a meal with you,
Yeah, or a converse like
God damn, you know, like, why do I need to engage even further? So small talk would be a waste of time for me. And I would rather just have, like, a person that is present in that moment. Like, let's enjoy the meal. Let's talk about the meal. Let's talk about each other to whatever extent we want to go. But I'm not gonna, like, let's talk about, like, oh, so you like cats? Fuck out of here with that shit.
What about you, Will?
I definitely agree. I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of like personal questions in there though. Just also, I might joke about them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna still try to like poke a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to see.
See who you have in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Turu, I already know my answer, but I want to hear it from you.
I mean, for me, I just flow with whatever
The vibe?
The conversation will flow where it goes. You just got to ask one question to be able to just flow that conversation to wherever it needs to go. So, and it's not a difficult thing to do. I mean, women love to talk, so you just got to ask them little questions here and there, and they're going to talk.
Okay. I like all you guys' answers. They're pretty good. All right. Do you guys think that it is hard to make a connection nowadays versus 5, 10 years ago now with women? I know we talked about social media and all that. That has a big point of it. But do you think that it's really hard nowadays to make a connection with somebody? Let me go with Will.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Man, I think about shit like that all the time, and I'm like, people didn't even have internet 30 years ago. So
I
it's
said
like-
5'10".
I know. I'm just saying, like, making a comparison.
Yeah.
You know, like even 5-10 years ago. I mean, like 10 years ago, Instagram what it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So I say the difference of it is to now is that I think a lot of people revert to the apps, to the messaging all the time versus talking. Because before we had to talk, and even before that, we were talking on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now we don't see a lot of that at all anymore. It's more just texting, and it's like one word is, "Hey, what are you doing? What you got going? How's your day?" Something like that. I don't really like texting, to be honest with you. I hate it.
Same.
I really, if I'm talking to a girl, I hate texting. You know, if it's sending you an address, telling you like, "Hey, you ready when I come pick you up?" That's fine. But having a full conversation through me just texting, I fucking hate that shit.
day?
Give me a phone call. We can talk on the phone. But most important, I would rather do it in person. For sure. So when I'm asking to hang out, it's more of to hang out, to talk to you, to see how your day actually was. I want to see how your face is when you tell me how your day was. It good? Was it bad? You can see how my face is, how my emotions are and stuff, how my day was, that type of thing. That's the type of connection I'm looking forward to, not just a text message. Oh, it was good. Okay. What happened? Nothing, just work shit. I can't tell the expression. And then if I was heard, oh, you don't want to talk about this because I know how you look on your face,
them
you
the
know,
people
that type of thing.
that don't get text.
Yeah, but texting gets you receipts.
Yeah, you're right. And gets receipts back on your ass too.
But that's why you understand that they're receipts and you don't write no dumb shit.
I think-
Go ahead,
bro,
Chris.
receipts will get you out of a lot of shit.
It can. It can.
A girl tell you, what if she accuse you of some shit and you're like, yeah, it looked like you wanted me to come here and dick you down right here in this message.
In that sense, yes, that would be a good
You-
to have
you in
your
court.
message and shit. You're right. You're
Per
right.
eggplant emoji. Let the witness state this meant sex.
She initiated this.
I would say, in a sense, it's actually easier because I think women or just people in general.
You think it's easier now? You
I
think it's
do.
easier now to have a connection with somebody versus 5-10 years ago?
I say that yes, because now I think there's even more of of encouragement to want that connection because we feel so disconnected because of all the social media. And like, at least the experiences I've had, like, I've enjoyed more personal conversations, like a face-to-face, than anything. Like, I think it's even more like appreciated because
I could see that.
they've been so deprived.
Because I do appreciate that.
You know, I just feel like it's definitely, I would say it's more scarce or scarce, but now it's even more welcomed because you have that drive. Like,
You think when you do get that type of connection with somebody, where you get to talk to them, I think you get excited. You know,
yeah,
like I've seen it from girls. I've seen it from me, and guys probably do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get excited, like, damn, she really talking. We should communicating. You know, actually, this is going really good.
because you go, like, hell, you can go in public. You can go to the mall right now, and everyone is doing this.
Yep.
And they right in front of each other.
Yep.
And like, it's extremely dangerous. And so when you have the opportunity when the phone is down and you actually having a conversation, you like, holy shit. Like you said, like, man, we actually having a conversation. And it's more welcome than any time now, I feel like. But it's harder to find because
Yeah, definitely is. It's not an everyday thing for me. You know, I always see somebody in their phones or something. Toru, what do you feel about that? Huh?
I don't know. What's the question?
We'll rephrase it. How do you feel about like the communication aspect? You know, of you sitting across with somebody and actually being able to talk to them.
You said connecting, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said communication this time. Is that the reword?
Well, you said you didn't know what I said, so I just rephrased it a different way. Fool.
You
So
really
you do it like,
That's
goddamn.
why I didn't know what you said. I just wanted you to say it again.
Goddamn.
I mean, communication is communication. If you can't communicate, you're not gonna communicate. If you can, then you will. I look at things as simple as they can be.
Do you enjoy it though? Do you enjoy when you can sit across from somebody?
Do I enjoy communicating with women?
oh man,
Long ass pause.
that's a no.
I enjoy a female's energy. I enjoy a female's energy.
man.
But like I said,
It's
when it
not
comes
like
to
it.
communication and connection, I think for me it's been something that personally I haven't found. I haven't connected with the individual to that extent.
But you would welcome it if it ever was
Yeah,
to
of
happen.
course,
you know?
of course. And I've like I said, I've tried. I've dated a lot of chicks, and at the end, like I said, I've not met one that I'm like, yeah, I'm connecting with this chick, and we right. And obviously, it has a lot to do with how I think about life and how I think about things. Because obviously, there's girls out there that are gonna be good to you,
Yeah.
but there's just things that are missing, and they're important to me. And
Right,
sometimes,
right.
you know that.
Your non-negotiables.
Yeah, they become an issue. So, so I don't know. For me, I haven't connected with someone on a deep level since obviously when I was young, but I didn't understand connection to the level I understand connection now. So you felt like you were connected, but when you see the results of the things going on, you understand you weren't really never connected.
That's real.
Yeah. Definitely. Whew. Man, we doing some good shit here, y'all. I like it. Appreciate y'all being open today, you know.
Oh, I was lying about everything.
This is an act.
Actually, man, fuck all this.
Do you guys have an experience that you guys would want to share that was good or bad when it came to dating?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I had a really good experience, and like, I don't really date. I've never used a dating app ever. Yeah, all my friends tell me to stay away from them because they know who I am. Like, I'm not looking to just smash or nothing like
Yeah.
that. I'm looking to actually really connect with the person. And you know, I think regardless on whether the relationship went well or bad, you know, I think there's something to learn about yourself when you meet another person. And you know, I've had, you know, really good experiences. I had bad experiences. I think the worst experiences is when I was younger, because I didn't pay attention to the signs, and I wasn't aware of my own boundaries. And that was something I had to learn as an adult. You know, in my college days, you know, it was, you know, I'm just like, ooh, she like me and she bad. Like, let's do it. And I wasn't paying attention to, like, you know, any like toxic
Traits
you know,
that she might have had that, or even showed.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm giving up my own security for my peace, you know, to try to accommodate her. And, you know, now as an adult, like, I'm 100% like aware of that. And and I think
you see bullshit before it even starts. You're like, you know what?
And so that has made like dating really easy for me, because now I know where I stand and I know what I'm willing to accept, and I know what I'm looking for. And that just makes finding a person easier, because, you know, I think, at least for me, my personal experiences are a little bit different, because I have been doing like music, and so I'm somewhat of like a local celeb into a lot of people's eyes, and being on TV and magazines and all that kind of stuff and radio. You know, the women that I've attracted have not been the best for me in a lot of cases. And it wasn't because they were just bad people. It's just, you know, what we wanted was misaligned, you know. And so, we're on different levels. Completely different. We want different things. And me being able to see those things was my challenge. And now that I see those things, I can find a good one.
Yeah. Will, you ever had a situation?
We wait on the story.
Oh, yeah. So this recent one I had this year was a good one. It ended, unfortunately, just because we had some disagreements with how we handled things. But, you know, the person was really good for me, because we're both nerds. Like, I'm a big gamer, and I love to game and watch anime and all that kind of stuff on my off time and be creative.
Yeah.
And she's literally all those things. And so we're both like creating our character on a video game, just like geeking out, like, you know, being nerds, you know, and, you know, in our little soapbox clothes and just chilling and vibing and enjoying each other. And that was like the most I've ever connected with a person before. And it was probably like what I was 100% looking for. And I think where we found our disconnect is how we handled like the down part, like aggression. Because this year I did lose my uncle.
Sorry to hear that, bud.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And, you know, she lost somebody too, literally the next day.
Wow.
And so that turned into a spiral. And like
Of emotions.
yes, and her and I being able to, I feel like it was like unfortunate, because I think if that didn't happen, we would still be in our relationship, because that amplified her emotions,
Amplified
and-
yours too a little bit.
and amplified mine, you know,
And the clash.
yeah, you know, and so that's tough, because that was like my only uncle on my pop's side. That was his little brother. And, you know, that was the only uncle I had on that side, and it didn't end well. And so I'm just like trying to find that out, and, you know, trying to figure that out, and trying to be there for her.
Yeah.
And with her recent loss. And,
It's tough.
it's extremely tough.
It's tough. It's tough juggling, you know,
Yeah.
two incidents, and yours is back to back.
And us just getting into a relationship, you know, it would be different if we were like years down, like, oh,
Yeah.
we know how to comfort each other. But I'm like, how do I comfort someone I'm just now learning, you know? And like, it was a difficult spiral, and we tried, back and forth, and it just didn't work.
Wasn't the same.
Yeah, so definitely wish it would have turned out different, but it happens.
Who initiated the breakup?
It was her. It was her. And I think it was mainly because, I'll be honest, it was just because she was more aware of her boundaries than I was in that situation. And
Do you think it ever has to do with the amount of attention that women get in general? Like, if I'm a woman that's attractive and I got 100 DMs, and then my man just does something that maybe I don't like for 1 second, you're like, oh shit, I got all this right here. Just let me pick one of these.
oh man,
Do you think that ever goes into like why women make a choice of leaving something that could be good? Because I think when people have chemistry, I don't think that happens often. So I think the only way that people usually just break off, because I've known people that beat the shit out of each other and then they're still good. You know what I'm saying? They eventually they stop doing it.
Yeah.
But
I think honestly, at least in this situation, that wasn't the case. I mean, because we still reach out to each other, and like when that all like, I don't know, guy was like trying to punish us for a second. It was like 5 tornadoes. We calling each other, like checking up on each other, like, hey, are you okay? You good? And all that kind of stuff. And I think if it was, because I had a relationship where it was like that, where it was about attention. Because I was, like I said, a C-Lab, and she was just getting into it, and she got a lot of publicity, and it was too much because now, like, I already know her inbox was full, and now you are in front of like cameras, you're in front, you got your own like write up and stuff, and now you got people who are on a higher level trying to get at you too now, and then they know like, oh, that's Flo's girl. Like, let me see if I can try to snatch it.
that's what I'm saying. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it creates more of a want. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
it's a person out in the
100%.
public eye.
100%. And, in that particular case, like, she let it get the best of her. And that relationship didn't end well. And that was just a lot of growing on both of our parts. And, like, me not recognizing that, not seeing that as an issue, that I was putting a lot of pressure on her I didn't know I was doing, because I'm just me doing me. Like, I'm like, hey, Flo, come on the show. Let's just do this radio ad and like all that kind of stuff. Like, oh yeah, you got this show. Like, let's do here and there. And I'm just doing me and not paying attention to how is it affecting my partner.
Yeah.
Are you
And
hoping to rekindle?
Not with that one. No.
So I'm saying that if you're not looking to rekindle, what does the communication do? Like, as far as does it affect you mentally when if she's communicating with you or you're communicating with her?
So with this recent one, I'm completely okay with the idea of rekindling, because we both have a maturity on our communication, and I think because we recently like, oh, like I miss you too. We definitely miss each other. I feel like,
You think it's not the right time?
I don't think it's the right time, at least for me, because if that's something I wanted, I would definitely pursue it. But like, I think I need to do a little bit more growing for myself.
Yeah. Do you think if y'all were to try to rekindle, it would mess things up? All the things that you have in motion right now, you think it would mess it up? Some type of interference?
Honestly, if we reestablish new boundaries within the relationship, I think it will go okay, because I'm like, hey, like, let's take things slower. I need more time to myself, and I need to work on, what I'm doing, because having a relationship like that's worth it. That's probably one of the first women I ever like consider like, yeah, I'm considering putting a ring on your finger. Like, that was, at least for me, like, that was like really big. Like, starting family, white picket fence, all that shit. Like,
Wow. Yeah.
I was there in my head. I'm like, yeah, this is the one. Like, anybody I can like be nerdy with, and like we can talk for hours about what kind of spells we want to use for our new character. Yeah, she the one.
She the one.
Like, I don't give a damn. Like, like that type of relationship is worth like, putting on the back burner and letting it build and taking time on it and building it. And so, like, for me, I would love to, try to start something, fresh with that. But, we'll just see where that goes.
Yeah. Will?
Got you, dude. I know some nerdy ass 4s, 3s that they would love to have you.
Some 4s and 3s.
Dirty ass 4s and 3s.
I just you just said that's what you like, You're nerdy. That nerd out with you. Now I got you.
She was nerdy and bad, bro.
Oh, okay. See that yeah. You can't have one without the other one, right?
Yeah,
That's funny.
Rare.
Will, have you had a situation at all like that? Or let me say this, because you're in a relationship now. Was anything that led up to something like that with you and your significant other now?
Yeah. I mean,
How funny.
to me, I've always wanted to have a person where I could be in my own world, you could be in your world, we could be in the same room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I have now, because a lot of times I be in my head and I don't be wanting to interact with people, talk to people. I just want to watch TV, shut the fuck up, and relax. And she do the same thing. She'll be on her phone watching TV, shutting the fuck up and relax. So.
Y'all got a nice little balance.
Yeah, because I'm not real big on all that. Like, if we go out to dinner, cool. But at home, I really don't want to do all of that.
How long y'all been together?
Almost 4 years now.
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Congratulations, bro.
Damn.
I don't know which one it is. I forgot which one the clap was.
Yeah.
4 years.
Well, congrats, man. That's good to hear.
Thank you.
Turo, you got a story for me?
I got a lot of fucking stories.
Some
man.
3s and
Yeah,
4s. Goddamn. That's gonna be in my head all day. Goddamn 3s and 4s.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know nerdy girls out there.
You like anime?
I hate that shit. Fuck
I
off.
used to. You like I used to.
I hate video games. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
I lose on easy mode. Cool. I don't play that shit.
Give me one, Mr. Most Interesting Man.
I don't know about all that. I don't know, man. I can't think of one right
You ain't
now.
got to do nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy?
Yeah, you don't have to do nothing crazy. I mean, if you had a situation,
They listen to the podcast. Bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Nah,
They listen to the podcast.
I know, but he don't care.
I guess so.
He don't care
I don't. Well, what they gonna do?
what they gonna do. That's a clip.
I'm saying anybody who wants to do anything about some opinions or some words for me is like, I don't worry about them type of people.
That part.
Because you're owed your opinion. You know, I think I really think like with people, they get angry over like dumb stuff all the time. I can have my opinion about something without being attacked all the time. It's my opinion.
Man.
It might not be what you think or what you believe in or anything, but it's my opinion on the matter or the
but you saw
situation.
from the election, that supposedly that dude that killed himself and his family because Trump won.
Oh man, we talking about politics.
His wife and his 2 kids.
That
It's
is
like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's other trauma that he's had though, probably.
Bro, just go to Japan, my G.
Bro,
Go eat some ramen with the
You
kids.
don't have to live here.
David
bro.
make me want to go to Japan.
That part.
Every day.
You know David be swimming.
Yeah,
He's swimming.
you listen to the album yet? It's out.
It's out.
It's out, bro.
He
David,
said he was
Dirty
gonna send it to me.
Dirty Dave. If you guys don't know who it is, go look. Yeah, listen. I played some of his music through the live or whatever earlier, but like it's good. It's a pretty good album.
Man, I love that dude.
Yeah, he'll be back end of this month.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah, he's coming
He
for the
ain't- he ain't
holidays.
leaving all that.
Yeah, he is. He said he's coming back because he's coming on the pod.
He got a girl right now talking about, I'll wait for you. You honor my family with your presence.
Oh man,
Like, he is one lucky ass.
that's funny. That's so funny. I'm waiting for your
Oh,
story.
yeah. I guess my last situationship,
Yeah.
that was actually it was a good deal for me. I had a good time with her. She was just like a more natural, just a traditional woman. Probably people gonna be upset when I say this, but I don't know. I just chicks with kids, man. I don't know if I can do it.
It's not a bad thing that you said it though, because that's something that you prefer.
Respectable.
Yeah,
You know, because
I don't think any man prefers to have a girl that has kids. Any man. I think that if you can't get a girl who don't, you're gonna just get whatever you can. But I think at the end of the day, every man has a natural inkling to to create a legacy for themselves and their kids. And if you look at the wild, in the wild, you know, a lion goes, he kills them kids and then makes more lions. So I mean, at the end of the day, if you just see what it is, when, the majority of men ain't gonna want to just take care of somebody else's kids, even though they need it. You know, there's a lot of stepdads that are needed in the world for sure.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be me though.
Hey, y'all do a good service, but it ain't
Yeah,
gonna be me.
like I said, I respect it for, you know, because it's tough, bro. I see people.
Hell
It's
yeah.
it's
a tough
it's
thing.
it can be tough because we and him have had a discussion about this before about, you know, you date a girl with kids. You guys are together for a while. If she just stops liking you
Yeah.
for some reason and you have this attachment to the kid, it's not fair to the kid.
It's tough,
Now
man.
you
You know,
lose twice.
it's not fair to him.
You lose twice.
Yeah, that sucks. That's what you have to think of
You
when you
learn
date a woman with kids and
birthdays.
stuff. Yeah,
Like like what they like, what y'all having fun playing laser tag. You didn't hurt your back, trying to get a damn baseball for them.
time too, man. Time. You
Man.
You could have been raising your own kid.
I'm not even. That's fucked up. If you ain't raising your own kids, but I'm saying it's time because you don't get the same time that you would get with somebody that was single. You know, that somebody was single didn't have any kids. You know, because now you
some
have,
of these chicks out here, they got kids. They be out here.
Man.
some of them do.
You
You're
know,
right.
it's like
But I think that's the
That's
main
tough.
thing though. Time.
Yeah,
You don't
for
get the same
sure.
amount of time that you would get because you have to worry about they're having kids. You can't go do things.
That's
You can't
scary.
plan things. You know, you have to plan everything on their time. You know, it's never gonna be you. It's never gonna be you first. You know.
that part.
So
Yeah.
I was talking to this chick, and she didn't tell me on our first date that she had kids. She kind of didn't want to talk about it then. So it was good. We kicked it off. It was the chemistry was good, you know. So the very first time we went out to dinner, it was a good dinner. Then afterwards, I bought a bottle, started drinking a little bit, not too much, and yeah, she was just like, let's go back to what we need to go back to, and that's how it started. And then after a couple of times, she's like, yeah, I got 3 kids. I'm like, oh Lord. So,
Working on 4. Wait,
but the one thing I would say about women with kids sometimes is that they treat your ass real good.
They do.
They trying to get that diamond for themselves, man. But
I think
it was a good experience as far as, man, this chick would rub my back, my feet.
Wow.
Like literally all the time. Like we just be sitting there, she just start rubbing my feet, start rubbing my back. Just
Wow.
she'd buy me shit like not like
That was your-
not like shit like expensive shit, but like shit that she saw, like she noticed. Like for instance, I like Dragon Ball Z. She noticed that on my phone. I never told her. She just seen I had a screensaver, Goku. And she got me like a journal because she knows I like to write shit, a Dragon Ball Z one.
That's dope.
So I'm saying just something small, not a lot. It's not, but it's like
Meaningful.
yeah.
I feel
So
that.
it's
That's
just
what's up.
Without you even having to tell her.
yeah,
I
without you even having to tell her.
I like that too, cause like, and it's difficult too for like a woman with kids. You know, maybe they didn't want that relationship to sever. Maybe like the father of the kids was abusive or whatever, and now they have to be stuck with the challenge of trying to find a person that is okay with.
Or maybe it was a death too, though.
Or maybe it was a death, you know.
Facts.
You know, so it's like I can't put too much on like, oh, you got a little person back there.
With a car seat back there.
So what they do? What they just sit around like? And I know that's tough, and like just to try to handle that situation. I've never. I mean, I don't have kids, and so I wouldn't understand how to like feel that, you know. And then I'll always have like a disconnect because I know that's not my child, and that sucks because like I'm not opposed to dating anyone with children or anything.
Same.
But you know, it's always gonna be in the back of your head.
Yeah,
Like,
a little bit. My thing is the biggest thing is time. Like,
Yeah.
like you have to like. I might have the free time. She don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go do something. Oh, I can't, man. Kids got practice, or you know, I'm like, God damn.
And then like when let's say you do build that, like we was talking about, like
Yeah.
you build that relationship and you know the kid very well and y'all like best friends. And then like y'all have an argument or whatever with the lady, and now you lose, like you said, you lose twice. That's like more of a burden for the person.
It's a
that doesn't have
devastation.
kids. Yeah, it's like
You also can't be authority. 'Cause, I
Right.
mean, you can't be like.
Don't you tell my
discipline.
kid?
Yeah, exactly. So
if you run into that type of thing, though, you
Yeah.
know.
and so I sent that girl. I convinced her to go back to her baby daddy
oh wow,
straight up. Like I was like, man, the best thing for you, honestly. And
Yeah.
she didn't want to. I'm like, you need to go back to your baby daddy for
Yeah.
real and just make it work. Because for the kids, at the end of the day, when you get married and you have kids, it's a duty, man. And that's why, for me, I see it like it's fucked up nowadays because women don't have that inkling for duty, that want for duty. Sometimes it just shit goes bad, but you can't just be like, I'm going because I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? Men are not happy all the time, and we still stick through the shit.
man.
So I'm saying at the end of the day, we have a duty to each other, and I think that's lost, and that's why. So I told her, I said, go back to your baby daddy. I think that's the best move for you and your kids. And
Yeah.
she ended up doing that, but then she still hit me up afterwards. Talking about she missed me.
So what else should I do? Not call me ever again.
So I
You
just
did
don't
not-
respond. I just don't respond to the text.
Did not understand that assignment.
Man, yeah,
It's important, man.
I agree with the duty. I think that's really important. And you know, I think some women do have that, and they understand that. You know, they're just at a disadvantage because you know they have like this child from another father, and they're like,
Yeah, but we skipping the
Yeah.
part of the decision that was made based on
That part.
Yeah, we skip.
Yeah.
We always look at the end, the finish line, but we don't ever look. How did you get to this? How did you let this dude that's been in prison 20 years to get you pregnant? I'm saying
you
like,
got some instances like that, yeah, for real.
So I'm just saying, I think sometimes we just look at the end and we don't see how we got there.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why I don't have kids? Because I made sure I wasn't gonna have kids. If I wanted kids, it ain't nothing to bust inside a chick. So I'm saying at the end of the day, you have to be accountable for that's the
Yeah.
accountability. So that's what comes with it. If you decide that you're gonna have 4 baby daddies, you're not gonna get a good dude. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
I don't
wild.
care. I don't care what you say. It's not gonna happen. I've seen them out here, and they
Lord.
struggling, and they struggling, and they struggling. Was it fair? No, but I mean that's what you chose. If I choose
Yeah.
to sit at home, eat Cheetos all day, get fat, play the PlayStation, not go out, am I gonna get a bad bitch? If I'm broke and I ain't got shit and I ain't got nothing going for myself at all, am I gonna get a chick? Period? Probably not.
You gonna get your left and right.
And if you look at
That's what you gonna get.
Oh
that's what I'm saying. So
Elma,
there's accountability. You got to be accountable for the shit that we do, and sometimes because we care about women, we do. I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Even me, even though I try to hold frame, sometimes I do feel bad. I'm like, I try to be a certain type of person to these women.
Yeah.
Even though in my head, I'm like, you caused all this shit by every decision that you decided to make, and that's our world we live in. We are judged by decisions that we make.
Accountability.
So if you make
Gotta
bad
have it.
decisions, you're gonna get bad shit happen for the most part.
That's real.
yeah. That's it.
That's your story. Okay, that's good. That's good. Will, you good?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even remember the question.
No, I'm talking about you didn't have a story.
Oh, no, not really.
He shared.
Okay.
He shared.
He
his
did
story.
share. You
Yeah.
did share. Okay.
Or how'd
Okay.
you meet your girl?
He told us at the dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I guess what I meant to say was, where you take her on the first date? Like, how'd y'all start connecting like that?
Bro, I smoked too much weed, bro. That was 4 years ago. I do not even remember. But it was probably just some simple shit though, because I'm a real simple dude. Like I'm not gonna do anything too fancy for somebody if I don't see it going. Like it took me years before I took her to like the Vast. Like it took me a couple years before we went there. Because
So what's your limit on the first date?
Oh, damn.
He taking your job, bro.
Oh, man.
Failed.
No, that's a good one, though. But
that is
God.
That's really good.
Are we talking like I'm trying to marry this girl?
No,
Like,
so
you
so,
meet a girl for the first time and you like trying to date her, and
Hold
you're
on.
like, I'm taking her somewhere. What's your limit?
Hold on. You're gonna answer this question, but like, it's better, I would say, like you taking a girl on the date, you take them somewhere that you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't
Because
necessarily have to be.
it doesn't necessarily have to, but I would do something that I'm comfortable with because I'm not worried about the menu. It's a
yeah.
first date. It's a first date.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go and blow $400 or $500 on you in the first date. No,
sure.
I'm gonna take you somewhere where I'm comfortable of
Where you taking
spending.
them?
Huh?
Where you taking?
Stop. I would take it somewhere where they're comfortable. No, I don't know.
I don't either.
I think maybe I don't know. Honestly, I would take them somewhere
Cheesecake
comfortable.
Factory.
Nah, I'm not a fan of Cheesecake Factory.
I love
at all.
Cheesecake Factory. Okay.
Nah,
I'm
people
not a
been
big
talking
fan.
lot of
I'm not a
shit
big
about
fan. I haven't had it a
Yeah.
ton of times, but I haven't
I've
been
never
there.
been.
Look at it.
I like La Brasa. La Brasa's a good
Oh, yeah,
spot.
I've heard of that.
I like La Brasa. That's not too expensive. It's not too
yeah,
It's
too
I done
cheap or
just
anything
went
like
straight
that.
Blank on every restaurant in Oklahoma. I'm trying to like not say like IHOP or Chili's. You know, what I
Yeah.
mean? That's where I would go. I wouldn't take somebody.
Chili's
on a
isn't
first
bad
date.
either though. I like Chili's.
It's not
Shit,
terrible.
back in the day, that 2 for 20. What was it,
2 for 20?
They
2
got
for 25
that
now.
shit
They got that thick bacon.
But I'm saying, but this is that first date though. So I'm not gonna go crazy now. If the first date goes really well, we talk, we communicate, you know, that type of thing.
That's the most
Then
important
then then next time I'm probably gonna plan accordingly, you know, to really try to impress her or something. You
I don't
know,
want to say I have a limit for a first date, but I will say that like I don't expect to spend much on a first date.
right?
You know what I mean? Like not that I'm not willing to, because
I want to have fun though. That's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean. Like if we go to like
I want to
if
have
we go,
fun.
like if, I'm competitive, so
Yeah.
like if we go bowling and we talking shit,
Yeah.
I will run that tab up just because I'm gonna keep playing just to keep talking shit. You know what I mean? Like it don't have nothing to do with the fact that I'm spending a lot of money. It's like I'm trying to have fun. You know,
Yeah.
if that's the cost of it, then
I want to
cool.
laugh. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what I want to.
Well, then what's the most you've ever spent then? How about that? Is that a better question? What's the most you ever spent on the first date?
Nah,
First, I think I spent like
hell no. I was
$175.
about to say
did.
maybe $50.
I did like 175.
Maybe.
It's definitely in the double digits.
Yeah.
I've honestly never spent like more than $100.
Never.
I did like 175. I think it was.
Damn.
You know,
Because that's, at least in my mind, that's not what it's ever been.
You feel me? If we
Like-
can't do nothing
but
simple and have fun, then-
but the thing is, like, I was already okay with like spending that though, because this is the place that I chose
Yeah,
first
yeah,
to
I can
take.
respect
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah, I can
My
respect
first date that I had recently, like I cooked for her.
Dang,
Like,
also
I made a meal.
What'd you
it's
make?
good, man. Ramen noodles.
Yeah, she loved them ramen noodles.
Cereal,
the romaine. No, I had
waffles.
So I have I did the whole thing. Like I have like a flower bush in front of my house, and so I use like fresh flowers, put it in a vase, and we made some. I made some black bean tacos because I'm vegetarian, and she happened to. That's how I found out she loved black beans, and we had a whole good conversation, and it just sparked that, and I had a little candle lit and all that kind of stuff.
Man,
like,
you in love, man. I see it in your eyes, man. You got love in your heart.
I'm a
man.
lover.
Yeah, I see it.
100%. I'm a lover. Like I am 100% the hopeful romantic. But you know, I got my wits about me too. I ain't about to just throw that on anybody.
Right. Not everybody deserves it.
No, they're not even gonna get a first date. Like
Yeah.
I'll pull up and meet me at the park. Like I'll pull up real quick.
Hell yeah.
But
I don't even want to talk about how much I spent.
good lord,
I know.
I was young once, so
you had to ball out. Huh?
you make dumbass decisions, man.
Man,
We've all done it before,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
We've all done it before.
that's true.
Well, guys, we're at our time.
You
a
can't
little bit
tell me
over.
that's it.
You want to keep going?
How dare you, bro?
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
You guys want to keep
You
going?
called me out of the
Wait.
house.
But
I
then-
was
going?
playing a good ass video game.
Man, Call of
If,
Duty
if we
just
keep
can't
going, if
just-
you want, I'm being
Kai
nice for y'all
just
time.
release the shit.
I'm being
and
nice for
here.
y'all time.
That part. I mean, we can talk about whatever, man. Like when it comes to us being men, you know what I'm saying? Dating.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we keep going. We can keep going. That's fine.
Now that you said that, I don't want to do it no more.
What about you, Josh? You got a lady friend now?
Nah,
Nah.
not at
Ain't nobody
all.
good enough yet.
No, there's been plenty of people that's good, man. It's just hard, man. It's really hard right now because I work a lot. I do work a lot. I do have time, but now I do this, so this takes up a lot of my free time too as well. And I just haven't met a girl that can really deal with all that I do to better myself, because I'm really, really trying to be focused on me and elevating. You know, I'm not a single dude that don't have kids and can just do whatever. I have a daughter, so
Yeah.
that's another thing that's, you know, in my life that I have to be there for every day. that it requires me to be.
And you showing her the man that she want to
Yeah,
date.
you know,
when she gets older.
Exactly. Like I have goals. Chris knows this about me. I try to set goals every year for myself, and I might not even complete them all, but it's just something that I'm striving for to better myself for the next year. You know what I'm saying? This was a big thing for me to start the podcast this year. Because, you know, I have been talking about this for years, you know, but I didn't want to, what I told Chris before is like, I don't want to half-ass it, like when I started,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure I had the research on what type of cameras, what type of view, what type of equipment, can I work the equipment? Can I learn how to do everything, to do it accordingly right? Have a room.
Can I use this for OnlyFans?
You're stupid.
Hey, it's funny you said that. I was about to ask you guys if you guys would date a girl that did OnlyFans.
No.
Hell no.
No.
While you're dating or like in the past?
In the past. Let's just say in the past.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
It depends.
He was earlier. He said, "I'm lying. I don't know what you lied about."
It really depends. Like
Only if she only got feet pics on there. That's it.
Nah.
Feet
She
finder?
getting.
if that's a
Porn.
I think
dug out.
that's what's important because like a conversation. If she was getting like that, like
She
nah,
getting dug out. Like
no.
If it's just pics. But that's something you don't even like, though. Toru, you already said that.
Oh yeah,
That's a social media person that's always
I'm
on
just wondering
social
how
media.
people feel because you know,
Yeah.
Not me.
I can say all men feel a certain way, but until you obviously ask the question, you start to really give. I like to pick up data, man. My shit's data everywhere.
It's like what you guys were saying, like you want, well, at least like you were saying, like more conservative or just like, I would, at least in my personal opinion, like I don't want my lady to seem like she's accessible to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like I want that. I'm stingy with that. I want that personality just for
Same.
me.
I'm self. Like I said, I'm a private person. Like when I'm with the person who I would want to be with and stuff. I wouldn't want my girl online every day.
I don't want her talking to.
And it's not even like doing the crazy OnlyFans stuff, but just being on there, showing her body, showing bikinis all the time. I'm not a fan. I have friends that do it, man. That's their choice. That's their life. I'm not going to judge you for that. But
Right.
like me talking to a girl that does it, that's not going to be for me. That's just not. Because like I said, what do I
you
have?
judging.
What do I have? I have a daughter.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Kids
that.
have access to the internet more than ever now.
gonna
You know?
see it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not. That's not for me.
What's the youngest girl you date? What's the youngest girl you date?
Youngest girl I would date?
Yeah.
I think 25 is a good age. I think that's probably the youngest that I would date. It's probably 25, maybe. Yeah.
What about you?
What about you? That I'm saying I would.
Oh, okay. For me, you would have to be at least like 28, 29. Because
I've just like in my. I've met girls that are 25 that are on their shit, on their P's and Q's and stuff. But I get
That's
where
rare.
you're exactly. But I've met girls that were on their shit.
40, they on
Yeah.
shit. So,
I'm looking for. Yeah, that's true.
I've met, that's why I say 25. But I could never date a 21, 22, 23 because they just don't know how the
They
world
fresh.
is. You know,
That's
not-
exactly why you should date them because you're gonna bring your views onto them, which is gonna actually make the girl better for you. And I'm not saying
Is
that I
that what
want
you-
an 8, 9. I'm not saying if she was 22, 23, I ain't gonna be like she's too young. If you
She's
can
not
buy
too
alcohol, you're not too young. And for me, there less trauma, man. At the end of the day, for
Okay.
everybody, less trauma. The younger you are, the less trauma you're gonna have in
can see
general.
that.
In general, not obviously there's girls that go through trauma at a young age too, but in general, you have a
So-
better. I go by percentages of the shit going right.
Yeah.
So are you saying you wouldn't date the older 29, 28 because they probably have been damaged or been through some
stuck in their
trauma?
ways. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're gonna come how they're gonna come, and most of them are gonna be masculine. If they're single, I'm telling you, if you're single and over in a certain age, there's something wrong. Come on, how many good girls are on the market? I mean, let's just keep it a buck.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So if you 30, 35, and you still single out
You
here,
coming at us, boy.
nah, women. You got men. You got all.
Men.
You could have a kid at 80 if you want.
Man, it takes us, at least in my personal opinion, like it takes us to get to our 30s to like
Mature
to really get
and
into
make
our,
money.
yeah,
Like no finances and stuff. Yeah.
Because I mean, based off of the world, it's all about how much a man knows. His knowledge is his power.
So the
And-
experiences that he has at a
Yeah,
younger age.
if he don't know shit,
Women want an experienced man.
they do.
On average, I think the studies say on average 3 years older is what a woman wants.
Cause you
on
know,
average.
like I can't. When I went to Alaska and I came back, you know, I'm like, "Ooh, you went to Alaska? You be traveling? You done seen stuff I haven't?
Yeah.
Like it's wild.
You look at it
like, bro, I
like
just,
connection.
you could go too if you wanted. Like, but you did it. Okay.
That means that they can't afford to go.
Yeah.
That's usually what that means. Come on, man.
Oh shit, that's
You
funny.
can go. No, she can't go if she wants to. She got kids. She got
Take me with
bills.
you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Bro,
Take me with
Take
you.
me.
Yeah.
Have you ever took a girl out somewhere, like out of the, let's just say out of the state?
no, I wanted to.
Same.
There's a time I wanted to, and then things didn't work out. Like, I would pay attention to like things that she said she wanted to go and stuff, and then I would plan it. I'd be getting ready to plan it or something, and then
Boom.
some shit happened between us, and we're done. You know, never got to do that for that person.
Yeah, save that money.
What about another good question is, would you ever be in a long distance relationship?
I tried it, and I tried it here. You know, I talked to a girl that lived like an hour and a half away, man, and man, everything was great. You know,
That's the
treated
way.
each other really well, communicated really good, but it was just the distance thing. It was distance, man. You know, like I worked a lot. She
That's the way
worked.
to go when you're grinding, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I had to work. I get it, but like,
There's actually an excuse for not being there all the time.
man,
That's why
I guess,
all
but-
my situationships, my last 6 have all been
long
at
distance.
least 2 or 3 hours away.
Oh wow.
You know,
Mine was an hour and a half, and it was good. She's a good lady, man. She was cool.
you know how they like you. How you know they like you? They'll come see you 2 hours away.
I mean, she did. She would come up here. She like
10 to
so. This is the
1?
crazy thing. Like we talked for a long time before, and it was me. I was the problem. I wouldn't go drive down there. You know, she would come up all the time
Hell
and
yeah.
come and see me.
Typically.
Back when I was roommates with Colin and,
Oh,
them and
yeah.
stuff. So she would come up there all the time, like every weekend and stuff. And then I never went down there. So first part was my problem. You know, it was my fault. Second time, it was kind of, I would say, a little bit of both of us. I still say it was more me. I think it was still me, but distance was the killer.
Mine was trust, man.
Yeah.
She had never dated anybody involved in the music industry before, and like, you know, like,
She didn't trust you.
yeah, she didn't trust me.
Oh shit.
She trusted me, but she didn't trust me. She said she didn't trust people around me.
You know,
You know, and
other
like,
girls and
Yeah, and I'm like, look, like I'm aware of what these women want when they're around me. Like they want to look like they famous. We sitting in the
So
VIP.
I just give it to him and leave, baby. I would say.
But you know, I never like even put myself in a situation where it could be something like that because I had the opportunities. You know, like
but it's the respect that you have for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't put yourself in those predicaments that's
But
gonna
you don't think as a man you had those urges?
everyone has urges.
everybody has urges, but
but like
you know
to
right
act
from
on
wrong
them,
though, don't you?
Yeah,
I'm saying you don't feel better when you act on those urges.
Not when it comes to like if you're with somebody already. If you're already with somebody and you're building something, I think that would be.
Yeah.
I think that's categorized as you being selfish.
I ain't never heard of post
know.
nut clarity, man. That shit is real.
he be on the edge of the bed.
Nah, that. But before
Yeah,
I
but-
go, and I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? I don't even want to go out no more.
Nah, but we
just gonna
talking
stay
about
home.
like in his situation, he sees a girl maybe that looks really attractive.
yeah,
he just
yeah.
knocks her off, and then he goes back to his lady that he loves.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but,
it-
but,
I
but
wouldn't
that's
do
not
that.
that's not something that Chris would believe in.
Yeah.
I don't even
I
believe
sure
in that.
don't.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a saying that, you know, men can smash a girl and not think anything of her and then still love the girl,
Right.
but still at the same time that still hurts the other person.
Because
Yeah,
I've been
that's why you keep it a bug.
I've been cheated on, and
let
it
'em
does
know.
not feel good. And so, like, I never want to put anybody
And
I'm
and
with in that situation.
you've been through that too yourself, Toro.
Yeah,
you know, the
definitely.
shit didn't feel good, did it?
It didn't feel good because I wasn't where I was supposed to be.
But I'm saying a girl cheat on you.
Yeah, a girl cheating is way different.
How?
I'll tell you how. It's
How?
very simple.
How's it different than
I'll
you
tell
cheating
you.
on the girl and her feeling like shit,
Because-
and she's supposed to be okay with that? That don't
No,
make
we're
no
talking
sense.
about we're talking about cheating, and the difference is different because guys go to women don't go to guys, so it's easy. A girl can go out today. If you was a girl right now, you could step
listening.
outside your door, put a sign up saying who want to hit this, and you'll get somebody come on in real quick. You do that as a guy, you're gonna struggle. You have
go
to
to
you have to have
jail.
skill.
I agree with you on that.
Going to jail.
Okay.
So you have to have skill to get girls as a man. You don't have
girls
to have
don't have-
skills
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to
Right.
get women to get men.
But I'm saying though, like, we're two different people. I'm not made that way to just cheat on a girl that I'm with.
And every
Just-
man should choose for themselves what they believe. That's
Right.
it's not. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
believing
yeah.
a certain way.
Like I said before, we all have our opinions.
Of course.
And you're owed your opinion. If you feel that way, kudos to you. But me personally, I could never do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Not when I'm with somebody. Not when I'm trying to
Yeah.
build something with
I
somebody.
get it. Everybody's raised. I was raised the same way. My mom and daddy been married for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
36 years. So, like I see what it is, but I also look at it and be like, I don't want that because there's certain things that you see that people have been around each other for so long. It's like, nah, like it's crazy. Like I heard my mom tell my dad one time, if you ain't bringing nothing to this table, paying bills, then I don't need you here. And that's after like 30 years of marriage, dog. So it's like, if you can be, and obviously you say things in a moment that you don't mean. So maybe she didn't mean it because obviously she apologized for it. But
Yeah.
in general, just to have that thought process, even at that length, it's like as a man, you got to keep producing. It doesn't stop.
Stressful.
And so that comes down to like what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that it's good to cheat, and I'm not saying you should cheat. I'm saying that you should be honest. So you shouldn't.
Yeah.
The thing about me is sneaking behind people's back to do shit. That's
So that's where I was coming
but
from.
for me, I don't consider it cheating because I'll let a girl know if she really like me. I'll let her know it. If I want to be with other chicks, I'll let her know, man, I'm dating other chicks. And if you start dating other dudes, then we
So
gonna
that's
be
full
friends.
transparency,
That's
though.
communication.
That's full transparency, though. That's not what we were saying earlier, though. Now that you say that makes sense.
Because you were asking me about
Yeah.
like, do I have urges and stuff? I'm like, I mean, every man has them, but
Yeah, so
I don't.
have
act
you ever
on
talked to
those.
your girl like I have these urges? I maybe every now and then I might, because I'm saying we're men and we
I
have
wasn't
that in us.
What I wasn't interested in doing that though. So I was like, what it boiled down to is if she didn't trust, that I was, being honest with her and telling her like,
No faith type deal.
yeah, like,
And did you ever ask her, how can I show you that it's what it is?
Yeah.
And
And
did she give you an answer?
well, she was in denial of like, cause I knew like she didn't 100% trust me, based off of her responses, but she was in denial and saying like, no, I trust you. Like, I know you're not going to do it. I was like, well, then why are you upset right now?
Yeah.
And it turned into that back and forth, and it just, she had some work to do for her own like insecurities that she was dealing with because it was trauma, and she had
This is years ago.
yeah, it was years ago.
Blonde,
No, she was brunette.
the one from another state.
Yeah. And so how we ended up breaking up, if we wanted to just go there, because she lived in Tennessee, and
She was only 10, you saw?
yeah, that was when my mom's
Nice.
that was when my mom's was in the hospital, and she was battling cancer, and like we were going on tour. We were going on tour to Tennessee, and I had my band with me. I had my tour manager, which was a woman, and then I also had my assistant, which was also a woman. And she didn't like neither one of them, and she knew exactly who they were and all that kind of stuff, but she just didn't trust them. I'm like, they were pretty women, they were attractive women, but I've been knowing them for like
Ever.
yeah, like
You don't
5+
even see 'em that
years
way.
each. And I'm like, if I wanted to holler at them, I would have did that, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in getting this bread.
Yeah.
And so like we're doing this tour or whatever, and like I didn't even want to go because my mom was like, you should go and do your passion. Like, don't worry about me. You need to be doing your passion, son. And so I was like, man, I already didn't want to go, so I'm here on this damn trip, driving through this motherfucking rain, and shit is falling from every fucking side of direction or whatever, and we driving on this rain in the dark or whatever, and she's yelling. Well, it's not yelling, but she's talking to me on the phone. It's like you gonna bring that such and such here, and you gonna bring that girl here, and like
That's my team.
yeah, I was like, she is not coming to my city, like that kind of shit.
Was that some of the toxic stuff you say you didn't notice?
Yeah,
Before?
Yeah, and I should have been more like assertive on that. Like, hey, like, look, I'm not playing that. If you don't trust my friends, you don't trust me, because I surround myself around people I trust, and so they are a representation of me.
Yeah.
And so if you don't trust them, you don't trust me. And like, my friends would never do nothing like that, put me in a situation like that. And so having to talk to her about that, and like literally my mom was dying in the hospital, and I'm like, look, bro, like you should have been calling me, asking me if I'm okay, because you know the situation.
Yeah.
You should be checking on me, being my partner, and be like, hey, like, how are you?
You ever worry about something?
Yeah, you ever worry about some shit you created in your head.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm not going to deal with that.
You guys think that that's a normal thing? Girls create shit in their head just to blow up the fucking spot.
It goes to that.
Like, that,
Delusion is real.
I'd be like, what?
Their biggest weakness is their biggest strength too, because that's how you also get women too. You create the idea of you in their head, and you're like,
I'm the dream.
I like that. I like that.
Oh man.
And that's just how women get attracted to their partner or whatever. That's just how that's how they operate. And men, we're more visual and like actual. Like, we got to see you, and like we got to see that and feel that and touch that and stuff. And for women, that's not
Emotional.
Yeah, it's emotional.
You gotta
They
tap into those senses.
And that's extremely important in a relationship too, because if you get a good one, then they know when you're going through some shit and you haven't even seen in yourself yet. And so like, hey, you okay? No, I'm good, fucking good. And you got somebody that got your back, that understands that, and they can see that in you, and they bring out the best version of you, which is why women are so important.
You ever cry in front of your girl?
Hell yeah. I cry like a baby.
You ever cry in front of your girl?
I can't even remember the last time I cried.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Yeah, I cried in front of my girl. I think it's a time and place for it too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be
Crying all the time.
like, God damn, run, like, here, I got some extra panties if you want to wear them, my dude. Like,
For real.
I think when it comes to like maybe family members passing away or something serious like that.
something serious.
yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't be crying for everything. Why won't you talk to me?
But even then, I would personally go somewhere else to do it. Yeah. Just personally, just based on
Take
just
care of that shit in the car before you go in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, even people, they don't want to admit it, but that is the tough part about being a man is we have to have extremely thick skin.
Yeah.
It has to be extremely tough. And, I learned that through my father, and understanding how much he sacrificed to make sure we were happy.
Yeah.
And seeing that and like understanding that as myself as a man, it's like, damn, like, this shit is real. Like, you can't fold. You can't sit there and like, no one gives a fuck about
Facts.
a man's like feelings at certain times. It's like, okay, yeah, you can cry all you want, but we don't give a fuck. Like,
I think nobody gives a fuck because it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I could feel sad for you and sorry for you all
Yeah.
I want, but it doesn't change the result.
Yeah.
Your mind has to be stronger than your emotions.
That's
at
why,
all
that's why
times.
I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I cried. 'Cause, like, my grandma died, I didn't even cry. I was like, damn.
But that's what somebody who you have time and everything with. You spend time. I'm not crying in front of anybody.
Right. 'Cause some people is like,
it's not that serious, you know.
Yeah, I think two of my homies have seen me get there.
Yeah.
But that's it. They're really, really close homies though.
bro, that's another thing we need to be discussing is men's mental health.
You should have done the other one.
I know.
Yeah. Did you watch that episode yet?
I cried.
Did you? You didn't watch that shit. You did not watch it. You did not watch that episode. Appreciate it.
I don't know, man. I think mental health all depends on how much health you want to have for your mind. I mean, if you work on it, I think if you want to just put excuses out, you don't work on it.
Exactly.
And you become the victim at that point, and that ain't it.
You gotta endure and address it.
Yeah.
Hard shit's gonna happen no matter what. No matter who you are, no matter if you got $1 billion or $50.
Right.
Hard shit's gonna happen. So if you can't handle hard shit, then what the fuck are you doing?
You just gonna roll over and die.
And no, you gonna emotional man end up in prison. That's what they end up.
That part.
Fuck your life up.
Yep, that's it.
Some way or the other.
Man.
Bro, I know so many good people that just made an emotional decision, man, and had to be in there a long time for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for something that they did, obviously,
Yeah.
but for nothing. You didn't have to get to
I mean, it did kill like 5 people.
It was like, damn, nigga was over some milk. Like, you didn't even have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go into that's relative towards, dating and relationships.
Yeah.
Because,
Your mental has to be at a
point.
at a good point for even. I think it needs to be if you're even going to go into trying to go in a relationship, because then
I
you're
don't
bringing all that shit to this relationship too
I'm
that
saying,
you
how
haven't healed
many
from.
toxic people you know together? They both fucked up.
There's a lot.
So I'm
There's a
saying
lot.
you don't have to be in a mental state to date. I'm saying you have to be in a good mental state to have a good relationship.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Sure.
And I think the majority of the world ain't in a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's
You just gotta, I don't know, in my experience, you just gotta find what shit you want to be in. I mean, because everybody goes through it.
Man, I was reading this thing that was talking about how, like, I don't know, it's like 30%, 20 or 30% of men are taking care of kids. They think that they're theirs. They're not theirs, and then how they find out is like a medical problem, and then they need the DNA of the father, and they end up finding out that you ain't the father. And
That
it's
would
like,
break my heart.
bro, that'll break anybody's heart,
Yeah.
bro. So that's why it's a tough world, and that's why like all this promiscuity and like especially with abortions, I know that's a big one that people don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is people are getting abortions like just like birth control. Like they just like, I don't want this kid, or you know what I'm saying, it's becoming tough because they're just out here with anybody, and
Yeah.
this world becoming disgusting at the same time.
I agree, because I think it's important that it should be under extreme circumstances. I definitely think that should be available, because
For sure.
like we can't control the opinions or the decisions for all men that's out here, because I've heard some crazy stories from some of my friends and stuff about the men that they've been with, and like when it comes to like rape and like abuse and all that kind of stuff, like it could get to that extent, to that point. And I think it's definitely needs to be something for that. I don't think it's okay to just end life like that just because you just didn't want it and you weren't okay. Like, I think that decision should be with the parents. If it's in something healthy, like I think that should be a decision between both, woman and man, to say, hey, do we want to do this? And I think before they even can do that, I think they should definitely like do some type of counseling or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
by the
like,
law, we ain't got no say. That's the issue.
that's not fair. And like, I think it's important because y'all both helped create that life. And I think it should be both parents' decision. If
We
it's
are
something
so
healthy,
off topic, guys.
But yeah, I mean, this is in relationship.
It's not really.
pregnancy. How do you impregnate a girl?
This is a rabbit hole. We're going to somewhere else. We started with mental,
right,
now we
yeah,
don't.
Yeah, dating is easy.
Dating in today, guys. All right.
Dating is
Dating
easy.
today is easy. Yeah,
We
I
continue
agree
to talk
with
about this
brother.
after
Easy.
this, but fucking God, y'all are a mess.
Yeah, but Pokemon though, who's your
Oh my God.
red or blue, nigga? Red or blue?
This has been a great discussion, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming today. Chris, Will, Aturu, myself. This is the Edgyverse Podcast, episode 13, Dating Today, men version. And we out.
Give me a comment, I'm about to blow up. I'm smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck. And I pop me a beat and I'm about to boot up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitch, you be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it, yeah. Let's go. Give me a cup, man, I'm about to move up. No smoking this gas, man, this shit got me stuck. And I'm pop me a beat, and I'm about to do it up. Can't trust a hoe, man, you bitches be tweaking. I gotta stop, man, these hoes got me geeking. Call her Victoria, she got some secrets. Don't want your heart, little bitch, you can keep it. I kill the comments and stay out the drama. I cannot stop, cause there's money to make. Swear I'm the realest, these people so fake. How do they do it? I cannot relate. I'm pouring up, I got smoke on the way. Off of the mess, take this shit to the face. Run up on me and I'm spraying the cane. I got no heart, I got nothing to say. Don't worry about me, I'm just having a day. Count me some money, my pain go away. Got me a chain and I'm shining today. I'm done with these hoes, but got one on the way. I've been through too much shit, I hurt on my face. Ask how I'm doing, I tell you I'm great. I changed a lot, so I gotta give thanks. Used to cook ramen, now want me to stay. I could've died right on that mistake. God was on time, no, he never was late. I'm still alive, so I guess it's my fate. Moved out the country, I moved out the state. I still got problems, I'm fighting my demons. Can't fuck with love, cause that shit had me tweaking. I'm turning up, going hard as my season. Spending money, I don't need a reason. Yeah.